Previously on the Bush TV, I camp in an off-grid hut before exploring some caves, exploring some tracks, getting the 80 series bogged before rolling out on the highest vehicle access point on the Murray River in Australia. From there I explore some huts, chat to some locals and have some local entertainment. Before cooking a pizza in the camp oven. In this episode we continue the camp at this pristine little spot before I hit the road, restock and head to another absolute amazing spot right there on the Beanie River and cook a banana bread in the camp oven. Sit back and relax and enjoy the Bush TV. Welcome to episode 5, and after kicking back around that fire for a couple of frothies, it's time to hit the swag for the night. Well, g'day folks, and welcome back to another episode of the Bush TV. Well, some of you might have seen this hut before in one of my previous episodes. Now, this episode's a little bit different, folks. I've come in from a different hut, which is off the grid, right? Not this one, this is on the grid. We'll tell you where this one is, but the other one, we're not going to. Full respect to the people who lease the area to muster the cattle and do all that. They don't want me to put it on. Now, I'm going to put it on, but no one knows where it is, and if you do know where that is, and you drop comments, please don't tell anyone where it is. It's still open, but you know, we've had a lot of riff-raff going into these places and destroying it. So in saying that, welcome to this episode, right? I've come in from a nice spot to another nice spot. This is absolutely beautiful. Now we do a little bit of bush cooking, guys, in this one. So I use the camp oven and I cook up a nice little treat. So stay tuned for that. You'll see how that worked out, and it worked out perfect, right? So it's the first time I've done that in the camp oven too, in the bush. I make this thing at home all the time. But anyways, guys, check it out. We're right on the Beanie River. She's flowing beautifully. Fire's going good. The birds are singing in the background. There's a hut. We're set up camp behind me. This is absolutely pristine. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the Bush TV. Well, the morning came round and it was a very cold night. Got down to -5 degrees Celsius and everything around was frozen solid, including all the water in the billies and the water tank on the hut. Even the poor old 80 series, I had to thaw her out for about 10 minutes to get her warmed up. And despite that, the day's absolutely cracking, so it's time to get the fire going and have those couple of coffees and then hit the tracks. Alright folks, so I've made a bit of a decision because I've got a bit of firewood on the roof right now, so I'm taking it nice and easy. And I am going to head into Beanie. It's pretty early in the day. And then I'm going to camp somewhere on the Beanie tonight. Irrigations are pretty good. So that's the plan. It's a beautiful day, so I think staying out one more night's a good idea. Alright folks, so let's get to this spot. Like, I've got a fair bit of time on my hands today. I would like to make my banana bread. So let's get through Beanie and get to my little spot right there on the Beanie. After stopping in Beanie, supporting the locals and having a meat pie and a coffee, it's time to hit the blacktop to get to that destination right there on the Beanie River. Alright folks, stopped off at the general store in Beanie. Nice meat pie and a coffee, and we pay cash over the counter to support the locals. Heading this way now, just to a little spot called Taylor's Crossing, right there in the tablelands on the Beanie. Now, I have been here before, I was going to drop in and see a local guy that I know up here as well, but I just don't have time, unfortunately. Might do that tomorrow. So Dolly, if you're watching, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just busy at the moment. So anyway, hit the Frog and Toad, get down to the tablelands, check out the Midamitter, and work out whether or not to cross it, camp on this side, or maybe we'll cross it and camp at Kennedy's hut. We'll see what happens. I'll tell you what, folks, it's an absolute beautiful drive along here. It's passing Dolly's house now. I'll have to call in and say good day, Dolly. Don't you worry about that, I will be. Yeah, it's a lovely drive out here. I can't believe how good it is. The next couple of days out here, just looked at the weather. Perfect. Absolute perfect. Tonight, well today, I've got to get this fire going. That's a priority because I need a coal base to start cooking this banana bread. It's a pretty easy, basic sort of cook anyway. It's pretty much a damper with bananas in it, but obviously I do it a little bit different. So there's a couple of different ingredients that I put in. So anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's a nice little snack. Put a bit of butter on it, you know, beautiful. Alright, we're coming down to the Midamitter, Taylor's Crossing. I'm just trying to keep off the brakes because I don't want to warm them up too much before I cross it. And then what we might do is just get out anyway and have a look at this river. I don't want to cross it if it's too high either. So I have crossed it in the past where it's been pretty high. And you can see the rocks down there, so that means it's pretty good. So we'll just get out and have a gander. Before anything, I'd like to have a look at this one because it's a decent sort of river. Well, let's have a look. It's a beautiful day. Geez, it's like, it has to be at least 20 degrees today. -5 last night. So yeah, you can see the rocks down there, means you can cross this river. And I have crossed it when the water was above the rocks, and I shouldn't have done that, but anyway I did. There's a bit of smoke haze around as well. They are burning off at the moment, certain areas of the bush, so yeah, just check this river out. How good is it? There's a really nice spot just over there, and there's a couple of real good spots down there as well on this side. I'm going to cross this and go and suss out Kennedy's hut just on the other side, and I think that'll be us if there's no one there. If there's someone there, which I doubt it, probably down that side somewhere, who knows. Let's go. A mate of mine, Mick Mac from Ready Set Camps, he's got a mate of his that owns that property just in there, and one of these days we're going to get in there and suss it out and camp there overnight. It's also another property up the road. It's Sonia Barclay's property. She's got a hut there too. And it's $200 and something a night or something like that. But this one here, we're going to get in there one day and with the landowner, and yeah, very interested in sussing it out. Now folks, I have crossed this river in the past when it has been quite high, and it was a little bit of a risk. Even though I made it to the other side, there is another way around. So folks, if the river is above the rocks, don't cross this one. Like I said earlier, if it's above the rocks folks, don't cross it. The river does come up and it can rise just up under that bridge. Once across the river, there is a camp spot just on the other side, and Kennedy's hut, it's only about 5 minutes just down the track. My plan today, it's going pretty good. Considering I've already got firewood, I'm well ahead of the time, and I'm really looking forward to cooking that banana bread in the camp oven. This river can rise very quickly and it can happen overnight. Like I said earlier, you're not trapped on this side of the river, there is another way around. So, if you don't have to cross that river, don't do it. Well folks, I'll tell you what, how good is this? The mitter's right there, Kennedy's hut's behind me. I've already got my firewood for the day, or for the night. There's a bit of poo ticket on the ground there, I'm going to clean it up in a minute. Don't like touching poo tickets, but when we get a fire going, I'll just burn it in that. This spot's beautiful. Now looking around a little bit, there is quite a few widow makers here. Now, last time I was here, I rolled out just on the other side of that table over there, because it really was the safest spot. So looking around, there's a couple of dead trees as well. That one right there is actually dead. There's one there, well, it's mostly dead. There's a couple of real big ones, one over there and one there. So looking at the limb, this one here, if it dropped, would just drop straight down there, probably miss the vehicle right where it was. The one over there looks like it'd drop that way. You'd want to hope so, because it's a big one. One there, I don't think it will actually drop, but if it did drop the limb, this limb here would come straight down into this area here. I wouldn't camp there, because I mean, it wouldn't anyway, but that would take you out. The dead one right here, look, I think it'll be okay. I hope it is anyway. Otherwise we've got a lot of firewood and a trashed 80 series, and maybe I'll be dead. So there's another dead one just there, that skinny one there. I think he'll be right as well. So yeah, anyway, it's time to get the wood off the roof rack and then sit down for a bit. I might get the fire going quite quick, just small, because I want to do that camp oven cook. And sit down and relax and enjoy a frothy to that. That's beautiful. In saying that, well, it's time to set up the camp. Well, I've actually broken a sweat. Well, it's not the first time this morning. We've got a little bit of wood there, folks. Should be enough for the night if we just take it easy. Time. Right. I open the back of that car and I get something cold out. Wow. These were in the back of my car last night, and they were colder in the back of the car than what it is in the fridge. I put about 9 of them in the fridge. The fridge didn't even turn on. It's like -5 outside last night. Everything's frozen. Now, all I'm going to do is get my stubby holder, just sit down there for a little bit, not for too long, because I've got to chop a bit of wood here to get that going, and kick back and relax and enjoy that. Clean up that bit of poo ticket there that someone's left, it's pretty bad, and enjoy the sun, the river, and then birds. Let's go. Quick tip, guys, there's a lot of those European wasps flying around everywhere. I've noticed them everywhere at the moment, so don't leave your can just sitting around. They'll get inside and you'll go up and take a sip of it and they'll bite you down the throat and you'll be in real trouble. So what I'm going to do right now is split a bit of wood and stick that one over the top. How's that? Before anything, or before we get the fire going, it's time to do a little bit of housekeeping and clean up the camp from other people. Tell you what, this banana bread thing, guys, it's absolutely getting the better of me. Like, we'll see how we go. Honestly, I probably don't even have enough time again to do it. Yesterday I was going to do it, those folks turned up at the camp, so that's what stopped me. I was just about to get prepped up. Well, I was prepped up when the fire was, and I was just about to do it, and I got preoccupied. It's one of those things. So look, if I don't do it, I want to do it because I've got 2 bananas in the car. I don't want it to go off. So we'll see how we go. I might still do it. We'll see, right? Literally, it doesn't take that long. It's probably about half an hour in the camp oven or something. So yeah, it's just me getting the time, getting the amount of coals right and everything right before I can prep up and make it. So we'll see how we go. All right, folks, so I've just been standing here trying to work out where to roll out because it's all a bit uneven, the ground. Now, this is where I've sort of worked it out at the moment. This time, I'm going to use the 270. I'm not going to use the 3x3. So we'll see how we go. Look, it's a little bit heads up there, bit of a dip there. It's not meant to rain tonight, but it's going to be cold. So I'll put the swag if it's underneath the 270. If it's half hanging out, really who cares tonight. I've slept in these things in the past without an awning, so yeah, we used to roll out right next to the fire and just to stare at it and stare at the stars and stare at the fire, and then wake up in the morning, all the swag was grey because it was covered in ash. So it's the good old days. Even before swags, we used to roll tarps out on the ground, just with a thin little mattress, you know, a couple of sheets or a sleeping bag, get in, you're done. So yeah, the old days were good. The bloody didn't have all these swags and, you know, 270s and all these, you know, fridges and things like that. So I'm sure I can deal with it, right? So the other day I pulled this out and the tailgate was up and it got caught on that back wiper and it broke the little clip off there. It's like a little sort of claw clip. So I had to cable tie that on. That's why you see this daggy bit hanging down. Hopefully I don't need to use that pole, right? What I might do is I'll work something out with that. I'll make something up at home. Yeah, it just snapped. Like, it didn't take much either. It snapped pretty easily, unfortunately. So anyway, yeah, I can still tie it down, but then if I have to cut this, I have to cut it and just re-cable tie. Who cares? We don't want to do a Russell Coit, do we, eh? And something stupid here anyway. We'll learn as we go. Like I said, folks, it's a little bit half, you know what, it's a bit dodgy tonight, but I really don't care. It's not going to rain, and as long as I have a comfy sleep, who cares, right? Gonna have to do, folks. It's 5 star for the bush anyway. Time for a frothy. Fire's going nice over there. Gonna stoke it up a little bit. The sun's going down there, so if I can get enough coals in that fire, we're making a banana bread. Working up a sweat, we've got to hydrate. Folks, when you visit these types of huts, make sure you shut the door. If wild animals get inside the hut and lock themselves in, they're not only going to harm themselves, or they will destroy the hut. Well, it's that time of day for me where I just take a break, sit down, relax, enjoy that Bush TV with a nice cold frothy. Okay, finally folks, I'll try this again. Everything seems to be stopping me making this damn banana bread. Just started to do it then and the battery went flat in the camera. Fantastic. Anyways, it's finally happening. I'm doing it. I'll quickly show you the ingredients of this and then we'll get into it. So, obviously it's a banana bread. I've got 2 pretty ripe bananas in there. Alright, they're pretty good. That's how you want them. You want them nice and ripe like that. Alright, that's how you want those 100%. I have 1 egg, I have a little pinch of baking soda, or whatever you want to call it, bicarb, whatever. I have some vanilla essence, butter, a tiny, well, we're going to use some icing sugar in this one, not raw sugar. I generally use raw sugar at home. This time I'm using that. I use that in my damper as well. That's just sweetens it up a tiny bit, not too much, just a little bit, right? So, but we got banana in this. We don't want it to taste too banana. We want a tiny bit of sweetener in it. So, hence the vanilla essence plus the icing sugar. And icing sugar is fine. It mixes through nice. Today I'm going to use self-raising flour. Usually if I make this thing at home, I use 2 cups of plain flour and maybe a cup of this, mix it in. This time round, it's not going to be a big banana bread, so I'm going to use maybe a cup and a half of this. Righto. So, what else? The only thing I'm missing here is salt, and we only use a pinch of it anyway, so I'll be back in a second. I'll go and get that. Right, the other ingredient that I didn't mention was salt. Well, it's table salt, whether it's the red one or the green one, whatever one. Just going to have a pinch of that in it, so hardly any, just a bit. Anyways, let's go. The fire's going nice over there. I've got a nice bit of coals in there. I'm not going to dig a hole. I'm going to put a tiny bit of coals under the camp oven and use that just to sit it above. We don't want it too hot on the bottom. All right, first things first. 2 bananas in. I'll get rid of them later. Pick the black bit off if there's any. Right, so we need to mash these up, yeah, good and proper. They've got to be chopped. So I used a fork. This bowl, I don't usually use this at home, use a different one, but that'll be right. Just mash them up nice. Get them all mashed. So it's almost a damper with a couple of bananas in it. It's going to be a bit of dessert and a bit of, you know, on the road we can sort of stop off, have a bit of lunch and chuck a bit of butter on it. On the, you know, nice and easy. 1, I need to beat the egg. 2, I've got to add butter. But when I add the butter, generally when I make this at home, I melt the butter in the microwave. We don't have a microwave right here, so I'm going to heat this cup up just a little bit and put the butter in and just melt that in. Right, butter in this one. I'm going to use a generous, like soup spoon's worth. Right. Like I said, generous. Now I want to heat it up. I mean, I could mash it in. I want to heat it up without burning the cup. So I'll put it on the fire for a second and then I'll come back. Right, so I just heated the cup up, not too much because it will just burn the cup. So melt that butter nice. Once we've melted that, we chuck it straight in and I'll beat the egg and throw that in there. So I'm tipping it in. Pretty hot, that cup at the moment. Next thing, 1 egg. Beat that up. We don't want our cup to be hot when we put the egg in there, do we? It's going to fry it. So nice beaten egg in there. Give that a go. Some of you might like these types of cook-ups. Some of you might not. Right, egg is in. This is where I'll add me like bit of salt. Not much. Right, we got this bicarbonated powder or soda or whatever it is. Just put a little bit in. I don't need heaps. Got some leftovers. Okay, I've got vanilla essence, right? The reason I'm putting all this in now is because I want to mix the flour with it. So it's about a tablespoon. That'll do. It's a nice generous amount, that is. Right, there's plenty left in there for another one. Icing sugar. The reason I'm using icing sugar, like I said, because it's nice and fine. Yeah. So we're going to put a bit in. Probably about a quarter of a cup of it. Like, I don't have the cup to measure, right? So let's just get it in there. See if it's too much in a minute. Yeah. Righto. That's enough. At home, I use 3 bananas, not 2. Right now, before I mix it up, I want to preheat my camp oven. Alright, so I want to put the camp oven over there. Preheat it. Let's go and do that. Right, we're preheating that camp oven over there. Now, in this mix, I thought, because I haven't made one in the bush before, I would put in maybe 2 cups of the self-raising flour. Just mix that up. Who knows, right? I might even just put 1 in. I'm almost going to use all that. Let's just put it in. Right. Now, usually I use a knife, right? Just to keep it aerated. So what we're going to do is just mix this in. We'll see how we go with it. I don't want it too gooey. I don't want to have to add milk or anything. So we'll see how this works out. That's just 1 cup, so we'll see what happens. If it's too much, it's too much. We'll just pour it into the tray like it is. Alright, so yeah, usually to mix these types of things I'll use that knife because it aerates it, you know, but this is alright today. Let's just keep going. I reckon it's going to be 1 cup, alright? Let's get that flour in there. Alright, yeah, 1 cup, it might be just enough. So someone will turn up at this camp and think, gee, what have they been doing on that table? What all this suspicious white powder? Alright, anyways, that looks pretty good. Just get it in there. It's actually working out quite good. Little fairy wrens are here. Alright, not bad at all. Alright, looking like a real baker. Now I've got this little tray, that's what we're going to put it in. I'm going to line this with a bit of brown paper, right? Because I don't want it sticking and all that sort of stuff. So the wasp are here, we don't want him getting in there. A nice generous amount of this brown paper in there, I reckon. Just enough. Then we're going to pour that in. So hopefully it stays there. I mean, hopefully. Let's go. We'll put it in. Get it all in. This is working out alright. Now I'll use the knife. Get it off there. We need to keep as much as we can. Don't want to waste any. Maybe you can make this for your missus for, you know, Valentine's or something. Yeah, look at that. All right. Let's just put it there. There we go. Not bad. Right. That's ready to go in the camp oven. So now, she's preheating over there. I'll get it off, I'll get some coals on the side, and we'll get this thing on. Alright folks, I hope this works. Because if it doesn't, I'm going to be disappointed because I do it all the time at home. And this thing works out a treat at home. Alright, please don't burn it. Right folks, key is now I've got to stoke the fire up as quick as I can because I need more coals in about 20 minutes. So time is, it's literally only 3:30 in the afternoon and it feels like it's going dark. So 3:35 exactly. Let's put the timer on. It's on. Timing this for about 20 minutes and we'll check it. In the meantime, it's time to crank that fire up and kick back, relax and enjoy a bit of the Bush TV with a cold frothy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's working out. Right, 28-minute mark. So 28, 38, 48. I reckon if it's not ready in 40 minutes because it's slow, Just recold it, right? It's all fresh on the top. We'll leave the bottom. We just want heat to go through the top at the moment. So I'll stoke the fire back up, and 20 more minutes, have another look. In the meantime, a couple of froths and we clean up. That's all I'm doing. Right, folks. Another moment of truth. This is the second time I'm checking it after another 20 minutes. Oh, she's getting there. She's getting there. I just need to stab it with a knife to check. And if it's still a bit gooey, obviously it needs longer. So we'll check that now. Oh, that's done. Let's get it out. All right. Once it's a little bit not too hot, I'll slice up a bit and we'll put a bit of butter on that and have a go. There it is, guys. Banana bread in the bush. Just like a big damper with a couple of different ingredients in it. No milk, no water, nothing really. Just egg, butter. The butter's a bit hard, right? So, but it's gonna melt in there. Probably enough butter on it already, but anyway. Tell you what, to go well. Shouldn't lick knives. Put choc chips in it. You could put blueberries in it. Anything. It's pretty good. That's good. Last time I did one of these, I did a damper. Or me and a mate did a damper. I didn't have any dinner. We ate damper and we didn't have dinner till like, or anything, till like 11:30 at night. It was like, we weren't hungry. This filled us up. Bloody beautiful. Time to sit down and enjoy that fire. I've set up now, just got a couple little things to do, and that's it. Time to kick back and relax. So that, absolutely beautiful. Preserved in there. It's a bit of sweets after dinner. Pull off the road, have a bit of a snack. Tell you what, not bad. Quite impressed myself. I do these at home all the time, like I say. And in the oven at home, obviously you can control the temperature a bit better than the camp oven. The bottom's not burned either. It's just browned off beautifully. That's why I didn't put too much coals underneath and kept the camp oven just above it. So we didn't dig the hole this time and load it up on both sides. It worked perfect. So yeah, it's fantastic. That's a big 12 quart camp oven. Yeah, I've got a couple of these camp ovens. I've got 3. So I've got that big one there. Got a tiny one at home. And I've got a mediocre sort of one as well. But this one here, the big one's the bomb. Seriously. Because that, you can just load. You can put a roast chicken in that. Veggies around it. Let's go. Like, you could do all sorts with that. So might start doing a couple more sort of camp oven cooks as we continue coming out to the high country. Because I really enjoy doing these types of things, especially when it pays off like that. Not much more to do now, folks. Sit down and relax and enjoy that for a bit. It's 10 to 5, so it's a little bit early for me to cook. I mean, I could, but after a bit of that banana bread, I don't need it. So it's a basic one tonight. I've got chops or cutlets. I'll chop up a potato and cook it as chips on the frying pan, boil the billy and throw on a couple of veggies. That's it. Done. With a bit of dead horse, salt and pepper, Bob's your auntie. So right now, I'm going to just stoke that up a bit and then, yeah, kick back and relax and enjoy the Bush TV and grab one of those cold ones out of the fridge. Sounds like a damn right good plan to me. Well, you just can't get better than that. And after kicking back and watching a bit of Bush TV, day turns to night, and before I know it, it's day 6 of the morning of my adventure. And folks, you know exactly what that means. Priority, get the fire going, get a billy on to have a couple of those brews. And I'll tell you what, a couple of those brews just couldn't come quick enough this morning. And following that, I'm really looking forward to this morning's breakfast with those leftovers from the pizza from the other night. Well, she's pretty cold this morning, folks. It's not as cold as yesterday morning, but certainly down there. I reckon it got to about, has to have been in the zeros last night. Had a pretty good sleep in the swag, considering it wasn't even covered by the awning really. Nothing's really wet, so moved a bit slow this morning and packing up slowly as we go. It's time to cook up the rest of this bacon and eggs and those leftovers that I had from the pizza the other night, except I'm not going to cook salami on there. So, but I got capsicums, mushrooms and onions in there chopped, so they're going to go down well. This is on my second brew. You don't do much before I have these, so eyes going, that stayed warm all night, which was good. Very foggy this morning, so not sure about the egg, so I think it'll be alright. Just it's a bit plasticky, so anyway, we'll have a crack at it. So with the salt and pepper, that'll fix everything, right? Righto, there's my breakfast. Clean up, put the fire out, and we're going to hit the tracks. Well folks, once again it brings this episode to the end. Now, I do appreciate every single one of you folks who hits that thumbs up and supports this channel, drops comments, and a big shout out goes out to all the members. Not to mention all the sponsors, right? If it wasn't for you guys, it all helps out. Wouldn't be bringing you the content that you can see right now. So again, I much appreciate everyone's support who helps me out to bring it to you. Now, if you don't like this type of content, you're obviously here at the end, so if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down twice, right? And make sure, if you don't like it, drop me a comment. I'm interested in why you don't, because like, everyone's different, right? Each to their own. Now, as I said, it's the end of this one. But I'm sitting here with a fire going and a coffee, so, you know, maybe it isn't the end of this one, who knows. Anyways guys, on the way out tomorrow, we're going to hit the Banambra pub if it's open, if I'm out there in time by like 2 o'clock. Might have a frothy, catch up with the local, we've been there before. Always support them on the way in and on the way out. So, once again guys, stay safe, stay tuned, and we'll see you all in the next one.